all the teams listed here. Now we have to find a way to break it down one way or another. So, fellas, what we're going to do here is we're going to look at each 3-0 team, and I want to know who is the best, who's a surprise, and which one is fool's gold. Leger, I'll ask you first.
For the best, I'm going with Jay Herbo and the Chargers. Love what he's done this year. There were so many question marks with him when it comes to in-game scenarios. Could he get it done? We saw it already the first week versus the Kansas City Chiefs, right? We saw it yesterday versus a really vaunted Broncos defense. They had his number in the first half, Rand, but I love the mental fortitude of Jay Herbo. We saw the play right there. Zach Allen, the All-Pro, has him dead to right. He's able to shrug him off. Nick Bonito's in his face. He's able to roll to the left. He's a right-handed quarterback. Sidearm it and put it to Keenan Allen right where he needed it, and then that 2-minute drive at the end to get Dicker the kicker in field goal range to win the game. Love what I've seen for them. Right now, to me, they're the best 3-0 team. And when you go to the most surprising team, Indiana Jones and the Colts, man. You have to love what you've seen from Daniel Jones. To Rand's point, Jonathan Taylor, is ridiculous. That touchdown run we saw where he broke about 3 or 4 tackles. There's another one, the next touchdown run in the red zone in the low goal line area where he breaks another 4 tackles and gets into the end zone. The one thing that I really love that Daniel Jones is doing, or Indiana Jones is doing, is he's spreading the football around, Rand. You never know which receiver is going to go out. Right? First week it was Tyler Warren. This last week it was Michael Pittman. Week before that it was Alec Pierce. He's living within the offense and hitting the open guy. Do you know the Colts, Rand, have only punted 1 time, which is a record since 1940 in the first 3 games to only punt 1 time. They've only punted 1 time. So the offense is playing at an elite level. And then the most surprising team, and this one might surprise people, the San Francisco 49ers. They find a way to win it even in the ugliest of ways. We saw it in week 1. Nick Bosa calls game. Week 2, Bryce Huff calls game. Mac and Cheese Jones, he decided to put a nice drive together at the end. We saw the highlight where he finds CMC on the screenplay, and then they set up Eddie Pinheiro for the game-winning field goal. With all the injuries they've dealt with, for them to be 3-0 is a testament to this team.
Well, I feel like I'm copying off of Leger's paper to this point. my best team right now is, I'm going to say, the Philadelphia Eagles. And I say that because they have not had a dominant or signature victory so far this season, but yet they're finding ways to win these football games. And so you got to give them credit for that, and being able to use other people outside of Saquon Barkley to get these wins, because you're going to need him later in the season. And I felt like coming into this year, especially coming off of him having 400-plus touches last year, you have to wean him this season and not feed him the ball early. My surprise team, copying off of Leger's paper, I'm going with Indiana Jones and the Colts. And it's not necessarily that to me, it's how they're winning these games. Mm-hmm. And they're winning it with being efficient on offense and being a really good defense. Now, here's what I will say. The combined record of the 3 teams that they faced is 1-8, right? So they're supposed to win these games, but again, for me, it's how they're winning these games. Leger said it. They've only punted 1 time. And if you would have went into a year saying that the Colts would have only punted 1 time, nobody would have believed that. And for me, where I'll say the jury is still out, I'm not going to call them fool's gold, even though that'll be a play off the 49ers and the whole mining thing. To me, it's the San Francisco 49ers, and I'm only saying that because of the strength of schedule. They had the weakest strength of schedule in the league, and they're getting these wins with backup players. So I just want to see what it's going to look like when the schedule ramps up a little bit. But here's what I want to say for Niner fans out there. The last 7 times that the Niners started 3-0, in 4 of those 7 times, they went to the Super Bowl. But in all 7, they made the playoffs. Not saying this is a Super Bowl team, but history says that this team has an opportunity to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, if you're 3-0 at this point, you obviously are a very, very good team. And so the best team of the 3-0 bunch for me is the reigning defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, a team that when their starters are out there, they just don't lose the game. And they're figuring out ways to win, and they're doing it in all 3 phases, right? When the defense needs to step up and get a stop against the Kansas City Chiefs or against Dak Prescott, who's throwing MVP caliber footballs in week 1, they do that. When A.J. Brown needs to be force-fed by Jalen Hurts, when Saquon Barkley needs to break one off, the offense does that. And when special teams needs to make a play, right? Jake Elliott, who couldn't kick from 50-plus yards for a couple of years, then starts nailing 50-plus yarders. And then, of course, what we saw yesterday with the 2 blocked field goals. The Philadelphia Eagles are the most complete team, and so they are the best team. For me, the most surprising team is the San Francisco 49ers, and that is because of how they have been able to win games with so many injuries, okay? I think we know about the talent, but we saw last year when they had all of those injuries, they just couldn't get the job done. Brock Purdy goes out. Who believed in Mac Jones? Who believed that we were going to see a Mac Jones who would beat a 2-0 Arizona Cardinals team with a really good defense, the Mac Jones that we just saw in Jacksonville? I didn't necessarily believe that, and so they are winning despite of their injuries, and that is why I would call them a surprise. And the team that the jury is still out on, look, you're 3-0 at this point. I think you're going to the playoffs. I think you're a legitimate team, but I have to do this because that's what the producers say. It's the Indianapolis Colts, and it's the Colts because of their strength of schedule and who they have played, right? It has been the Miami Dolphins, whom I think a lot of people would put in the bottom 4 in the NFL right now, and then they're coming off a game against the Tennessee Titans where they're doing things big and small incorrectly. And so now we have seen Daniel Jones. I said it on air last week. I wanted to see Daniel Jones do it for a 3rd time. I've now seen it. And so I'm not going to sit here and say, well, I got to see Daniel Jones do it for a 4th game. I have seen it, but there's going to be a big test against the LA Rams coming up. If you really, truly believe that they haven't played a playoff caliber team, all due respect to the Denver Broncos, we are about to see it in week 4.
Interesting. Real quick, because I want to pose a question to all 3 of you guys, because it seems like everybody has the same: Chargers, Niners, and Colts, but no love for the Bills with Josh Allen, no love for the Bucks and what we've seen them. I mean, anybody chime in on that? No surprise, no jury's out, no best team. Go ahead, Rand, right there.
Brandon, here's what I'll say. To me, in terms of the best team, we're talking about the defending Super Bowl champions, and they're still undefeated. And they found plenty of ways to get it done. To me, they're still the creme de la creme. They are still the reigning Super Bowl champions, and they're playing like a good football team. So that's why I wouldn't have the Bills on there. But respect to the Bills.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect, but you also, to the point of Rand and also JJ, when you talk about the Colts schedule, look at who the Bills have played. The Miami Dolphins and the Jets. Both of those teams are 0-for. Now, they did beat the Ravens, and obviously the Ravens gave them an opportunity fumbling and turning the ball over late, but they played 2 teams that are 0-for right now. So I still have some concerns with that Bills defense and stopping the run. They have not been able to do it consistently enough. We even saw the Miami Dolphins have success running the football. I just think the Chargers are a better overall team right now.
And so for me, I think the Bills are number 2, with the number 1 being a really great defending Super Bowl champion, right? And so that's no shade at all to the Bills, who can certainly overtake the Eagles as this season goes along. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I absolutely want to credit Todd Bowles, who has turned around a lot of the perception about him. I talked about this yesterday on CBS Sports HQ. No one wants to play the 60th minute Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And for years, the book on Todd Bowles was he can't manage games, right? He struggles with time management and clock management and all that. And right now, the Buccaneers, and they have poured a lot of resources into game management, hired a game management coach this past offseason. Todd Bowles has listened, it is working, and they are arguably the best in the NFL when it comes to managing game situations. That's why you see them at 3-0 when there would be a lot of teams that would be 1-2 right now in their spot.
Yeah, 6 teams overall in the NFL sitting at 3-0, whether you're fool's gold or sitting at the top of the class, you still want to be undefeated right now. And you want to check out NFL Today Plus every Sunday morning. It starts at 10 a.m. Eastern. That's where you can see the gang led by Amanda Guerra hosting it up for your stop-by-stop, hour-by-hour lead up to kickoff on Sundays.